Hi, y'all. It's Tammy, and I hope you're doing good today, wherever you are in the world, and that above everything else, you are well. Um, just as a quick reminder, wellness is a state of being, it's a mindset, and that mindset determines the quality of our health. I just wanted to say that because living in quarantine or being in, more specifically shelter in place, isolation, depending on even if you're at home with people. I'm seeing reports people just kind of coming forward and talking about. I think I saw Russell Brand did a video where he's talking about the insanity of being it's a lot to be at home with when you're used to doing things right all the time, and so wellness really is about seeing the opportunity in all of this. And so I tend to work from home. That's where I normally work. So being at home isn't difficult for me. It's having people around, and now with limited, you know, with going being limited in how often I go out, I've just found myself really looking to be a little bit more creative. So this shelter in place experience has really kind of sparked that creative thing has sparked a little creativity in me. That's why I'm here today. So I'm starting to do, and I think I came up with this idea to start this thing called the Nasal Academy. Um, you heard that right, nasal, because I'm very much about the olfactory system, and as you know, using essential oils, and but really kind of just seeing the opportunity, even in this moment where we're not, where we can tend to grumble about circumstances and how long is this going to last. You got kids home from school, still trying to figure out how to do school from home, and so that's what brings me to today. I will admit that I'm supposed to be working on a technical piece for JAMA, and I'm doing this as a creative moment, if you will, in order to get back to that. Wanting to provide a review for the use of oils, essential oils for the protection of the body against the environment. But like I said, it's really technical, and I needed a little bit of a release. So here I am, and I thought, you know what I can do? I'm gonna launch Nasal Academy. So if there's something you want to hear about in these short little snippets, just let me know. I'm happy to do a little talk about it because, as I mentioned, with kids being at home, I was reminded of this when I was speaking to an Amish woman the other day that I do work with their communities, and their questions are always tickle me. The question, she says, I have a third grader that can't sit still in class, can't focus, can't concentrate, can't get his schoolwork done. Why is that? And I mean, it's a complicated answer, and it's yeah, it's complicated at best. But it brought me to think about a couple of things here. Number one, the sense of smell is exceptional for memory. Um, there have been plenty of studies that have been done with this. With your kiddos at home, you could use what if you have essential oils at home, or I'm going to make a few suggestions here that you could use with them. You could diffuse it. You could definitely diffuse it. However, that's not as concentrated as if you were to actually apply it to them or do what I told this woman, which is what besides applying it when before he goes to school in the morning, is to give him a Kleenex with a drop or two of the oil blend on there, and he can, as long as he's got it in his pocket and as the teacher allows him to kind of pull it out and sniff it, um, he will get the aroma. Now you might be thinking, well, that's going to diffuse in his pockets, it's going to get stuck in his clothes, and it's eventually going to go away. The aroma still lasts, and especially for as long as kids are in school, or now this one being at home, it helps to it keeps them in their chair, truthfully. And because for one thing, here's the thing about memory and oils is it if the child relates that blend, they put it on and they feel calm, okay, and then you give them the Kleenex with the very same aroma on it, it's going to register in their mind that this is a calming scent, and it will actually calm them. We could refer to that as a placebo effect, but believe it or not, placebo effect is real. It's absolutely real. And it's all about what the mind tells you. And this is another reason why wellness is a very big deal for me. And that's why I started this whole Patreon page, is to really kind of dive into this and begin to explore where we're stepping on our own wellness. But in the meantime, we can be doing things like this with our children now that they're home by giving them something, two oils is better than one because of the synergistic relationship of the oils. But if you were to put it on the Kleenex and just have it available to them, and they could, and if you start noticing them getting fidgety or whatever, you can always remind them that they can just take a sniff of their Kleenex and begin to observe. And one of the things you want to let them know is that that this is designed to help them focus, and it's designed to help them kind of relax while they're in their chair. Because as I mentioned, I get nervous when I'm writing stuff, when I'm doing my stuff, and I can get antsy. So what do? I get up and I go and I get a couple of oils to help just kind of ground me. So oftentimes if they're used to, being in a classroom, this is very, very different. It's disruptive. So it's an ungrounded kind of experience. So grounding for them is necessary. So that would be something like vetiver, if you have that around, or myrrh. I would prefer vetiver, truthfully, with children. Vetiver is very good for the hormonal system, so it kind of helps to stabilize the hormonal system as well as ground them and kind of just soothe them. Another really, really good one for them would be a bitter orange. It helps to perk them up. It actually influences serotonin levels. I'm not so concerned about children. If your child is taking antidepressants, then please do not use the bitter orange, because bitter orange, and there's a number of other oils that don't work with antidepressants, but for this, I would say use it. If you're going to apply it on them, under the nose is plenty, just a couple of drops under the nose, and then after that on a Kleenex. If they're going to go outside, you don't put it on the nose. I would um, the reason for that is phototoxicity. You don't want to get them exposed and have them burn wherever you put the oil. So um, that said, I would suggest that you just give them a Kleenex and just let them sniff that. But like I said, some myrrh, vetiver, and that bitter orange. And the thing is one of the studies with oils and scent, more specifically in memory, is that they've been able to demonstrate that children that study with a scent around them, maybe it can be diffusing on the table, but something that's around them. And I know I said don't diffuse, but if it's right there in front of them, not over on the wall or a shelf, but right on the table with them, as they, and that would be another way. Yeah, that would be a good way. Um, I'm not a big diffuser, so forgive me. But if we were to have that around them while they're doing their schoolwork, they've been able to demonstrate that if you diffuse, if you produce the same or provide the very same aroma during test taking, their recall is much better because they can, like I said, if they use it and they realize it's going to help them calm down, and then they go back to just to smell it, there's a recall that says, hey, wait a minute, this actually helped me feel better. And so they sniff it, and for one thing, just a slow, deep breath in and out helps to soothe the autonomic nervous system. So that alone begins to set things in motion and then, or calm things down. But again, the recall of that aroma is how they do better at testing. And it's also better in helping to calm them as they're doing these things. And you can even apply this to yourself as you are working. Now, but those are the ones that I would start with: myrrh, bitter orange, and vetiver. And potentially another one, if it's available to you, is Roman chamomile. Um, so those would be the top four selections for helping to calm children, ground children, and helping them to improve their memory as they are disrupted completely pulled, rerouted, not uprooted, if you will, uprooted from what they're accustomed to, and helping them to kind of just settle in. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. You guys take care, and yeah, do check out the Patreon page too, because like I said, this all comes back to really protecting our wellness. All right, take care, guys.